At my 8-year-old daughter's birthday, no one showed up because my sister sent fake messages pretending to be me, saying it was canceled. My parents took her side and didn't even wish my daughter a happy birthday. I didn't cry. I did this. The next day, they were the ones screaming in a panic. Everything was ready. I ordered the cake 2 weeks in advance. Unicorn, strawberry cream, glittery icing, just like Lily wanted. I hung the decorations late at night while she was sleeping. Bought pink paper plates, purple balloons. The table was overloaded with snacks, drinks, and those useless cupcakes no one eats, but that look amazing on Instagram. Lily woke up, hugged me from behind, and whispered, "Is it today?" "Yep. Today." She beamed. She's 7. That magical age when you still believe that if you try really, really hard, things will just work out. And God, we tried. We really did. Greg was blowing up balloons. 3 popped in a row. The cat panicked and dove under the bed. Lily was counting down the minutes to 3. We'd invited 15 kids. She handwrote every invitation herself, carefully picked which stickers to give to whom. "So it's fair," she said. At 3 o'clock, no one showed up. "Fine. People are late. Traffic. Kids. Parking." We stayed chill. At exactly 3:15, the doorbell rang. I thought finally. And yes, it started. Sort of. Greg's parents, Susan and Robert, stood there with a wrapped gift and a framed certificate that read Granddaughter of the Year. I still don't know if it was Grandma's idea, Grandpa's, or both. Lily hugged them like they were the whole party. And in that moment, they were. She showed them the decorations, the cake, the balloons. Everything she'd spent the last 2 weeks preparing. I watched her. And for one stupid second, I actually believed it was going to be okay. By 3:30, no one else had come. Greg said, "Maybe they're just running late. Want me to check messages?" And that's when I felt my stomach twist. Lily stood by the window, fidgeting with her dress, whispering, "Maybe they went to the park first? Maybe they'll come after?" I nodded, smiled, crooked but brave. By 4 o'clock, Lily was sitting in her sequin dress in a chair, rocking forward and back. I heard Greg's mom trying to distract her. "Want to watch a cartoon?" Lily didn't answer. She was waiting, holding on. My girl, tougher than steel. She just asked quietly, "Maybe they're all sick?" I walked into the kitchen at that point. Not because I needed water, just because I needed not to say something in front of my kid that I couldn't take back. At 4:28, my phone rang. One of the moms. I grabbed it like it was 911. "Courtney? Just checking. How's Lily feeling? Is she doing better? Such a shame you had to cancel the party." "I'm sorry, what?" I blinked. I thought I misheard. "Well, I got your message. That she had a fever, and the party was off. I didn't send that." "Oh, that's weird. It came from your number. The one you use for school stuff." "I'll read it." "Hi. Sadly, Lily's not feeling well, so we have to cancel the party. Sorry for the late notice." I told her it wasn't true. That the party was still on. She sounded surprised, said she'd come by. I hung up, and something inside me clicked. You know that sound when a door locks from the other side? That. I knew who did it. Fake number. New SIM card. Maybe a message copied from an old group chat I once added my sister to. It had to be Lauren. No one else would go that far to sabotage a child's birthday. This was payback because her son wasn't invited. And here's the worst part. I'd gone to her. In person. No texting. I explained. I asked for understanding. Her kid had bullied Lily at school, pushed her, ripped her stuff, called her a bug-eyed crybaby. And yeah, I said, please don't take it personally. Lily doesn't want him there. And I support that. It's her day. Lauren nodded. Of course. It's fine. She smiled. Turns out, that smile had a knife behind it. By 4:45, I was calling every parent. Some said, "Oh, we're out of town, you canceled, remember?" Some said they'd swing by if they could. Some didn't answer. At 5 o'clock, I posted in the school parent group. The party is not canceled. Lily is perfectly healthy. Someone sent out false info under my name. We're still here and happy to have you. And, believe it or not, they started showing up. Not all, but a few. Jade's mom came with a teddy bear the size of a 6th grader. Allison brought her twins. Some others followed. 2.5 hours late. With wide eyes, wine, carrot sticks, and 100 apologies. Lily blew out the candles at 5:50. No big smile. No wish. Just snuffed them out. Maybe she made a wish and didn't tell me. Maybe she didn't. I didn't ask. The party rolled forward anyway. Juice on the carpet, balloons getting popped under tiny feet, kids climbing on the windowsills. Susan and Robert kept their cheerful act going. Greg kept saying, "It's fine." But I saw how he clenched his jaw every time Lily looked at the door, hopeful. Every time someone walked into the building. I smiled, took photos, and silently started building my mental list. Nancy and Frank. My parents. No call. No card. Even though they said they'd be here. Said they got her a doll. Said, "Of course we'll come." They knew. They absolutely knew. Lauren, the one who can't handle rejection. The one whose son didn't make the list. The one I spoke to like an adult. And the one who smiled in my face, then stabbed my daughter in the back. And me. The one who still thought we could talk things through. That grown-ups wouldn't take their grudges out on children. Cute, right? Later that night, when Lily was asleep, Greg stood in the kitchen with a mug and said, "Maybe it was all just a mistake." I nodded. Slowly. Sure. Classic mix-up. Random number. Mysterious message. Radio silence from everyone. Just bad luck. He didn't say anything after that. I went out to the porch. Sat on the steps. And for the first time all day, I exhaled. Not cried. Not shook. Just let it go. The kind of breath you take when something inside you shifts. Not a crack. A break. From that moment on, everything was different. If all of this had come out of nowhere, maybe it would have hurt more. But the truth is, every disaster has a basement. And this one, it had a whole damn crawl space I'd been pretending didn't exist for way too long. I could say it started with Tyler. With the name calling, the shoving, the way he looked at Lily like she didn't belong. But it goes back way further than that. I was adopted when I was 5 months old. My mom used to love telling the story. How she saw my photo in the agency catalog and just knew. Her little pink bundle. She said she fed me my first bottle and cried from happiness. 7 months later, she found out she was pregnant. Total surprise. She'd done the whole infertility roller coaster, hormones, tests, specialists, so when it just happened naturally, everyone called it a miracle. And I remembered that word. Because that's when I first noticed I was no longer in the center. Lauren was born when I was a little over a year old. So we basically grew up side by side. Except we weren't raised the same. At first, I think they really did want me. My mom documented my first laugh, my first time sitting up, my first mama. There's a baby book, dusty, but still on the top shelf somewhere. Lauren's baby book? Leather cover, gold lettering, full-color photo spreads straight from the hospital. Each page captioned in my mom's perfect handwriting. My real little star. I didn't fully get it at first. But by age 3, I got it. When Lauren cried, she got scooped up, rocked, kissed. When I cried, I got, "You're too sensitive." Or, "You need to be the big sister now." I was 3.5. When Lauren started crawling, I brought her a teddy bear. Tried to play with her. My mom stopped me. "Don't touch her. You don't know how yet. You'll scare her." She said it like it was nothing. And from then on, it was always some variation of, "Don't interfere. Don't bother her. Give her the doll," she asked nicely. "Share your toy, she's smaller." I was still a child. Just not the child. School was an adventure. I tried to be the easy one. Straight A's. Dishes done. No talking back. Lauren? Torn homework, slammed doors, endless drama. But Mom would smile and say, "She's got a sensitive soul. She needs space." I didn't get space. I got expectations. When I came home with a perfect score, Mom would nod. "Well, you've always been a hard worker." Lauren got a B and it was, "Look at that. She did it on her own." So proud of her. I didn't get mad. I just stopped expecting praise. When I was 9, I overheard Mom on the phone. She was laughing. If I'd known I'd get pregnant, we never would have started that whole adoption circus. You have no idea how much time and money it took. Then a pause. And then, no, I don't regret it. It's just, it ended up feeling kind of unnecessary. I stood in the hallway barefoot in my bunny pajamas and realized I wasn't a blessing. I was a backup plan. Later, I asked my dad, "Did you really want me?" He looked at me like I was a utility bill. Not cruel. Just blank. "We took you in, didn't we? That means something, right?" I don't remember him ever hugging me. Years later, after college, I met Greg. He was the first person I didn't feel like I had to audition for. I could be weird, tired, sarcastic, he never flinched. And then we had Lily. My Lily. Bright, funny, soft-hearted. I didn't know I could love someone so hard it hurt. Which is why, when all this started happening, it didn't feel like a betrayal against me. It felt like an attack on her. Lauren's life didn't exactly go according to plan. Quick marriage, even quicker divorce. Then came Tyler. He's 9 now. Lily is 7. Same elementary school. At first, it seemed convenient. Then it turned into hell. Tyler started small, calling her a nerd, then a crybaby. Then it got mean. He ruined her pencil case. Pulled her hair. Once, he got a few boys to surround her in the hallway and push her around like it was a game. A teacher finally stepped in. Lily came home sobbing. It took everything in me to get the story out of her. I went to the school. Talked to the teachers. Talked to Lauren. Calmly. No drama. Just, can you talk to him, please? Lily's struggling. Lauren waved it off. They're just kids. Stop making it into a thing. One day Lily came home quiet again. This time she didn't cry, just sat on the edge of her bed like her soul had leaked out. Finally, she said, Tyler told me we're not family. That you're adopted, so I'm not really their anything. I froze. Because that doesn't come from nowhere. That's not something 9-year-olds invent. That's something they hear. He said his mom told him. That you're not real. You're just some other person. I hugged her tight. Sweetheart, being family isn't about blood. It's about love. About choosing someone. I chose your dad. He chose me. We chose you. And we'll always choose you. The next day I called Lauren. No yelling. Just, Tyler told Lily we're not part of your family. That I'm adopted. Did he come up with that himself? Pause. Then a nervous laugh. Oh, come on. He's a kid. Who knows what he understood? No one said that. You're being sensitive again. I told my parents too. Mom gasped like I'd accused her of arson. Where would he hear such a thing? We've always loved you like our own. I didn't answer. Because if I had, I might have started screaming. And honestly, Tyler's behavior wasn't random. Kids repeat what they hear. And if this was what he said out loud, God knows what else was whispered at home. Later, Lily said she didn't want him at her birthday party. I didn't hesitate. I told her I supported that. Fully. I went to Lauren. Face to face. Lily doesn't want Tyler there. He's been cruel to her. I'm not going to force her. Lauren listened. Nodded. No argument. Okay. That's your choice. Even my parents didn't object. Mom actually said, well, if that makes things easier. And I believed them. I believed they finally chose us. Me. Lily. I still don't know how I let myself be that naive. Lily was asleep, curled up under the blanket like a kitten, breathing soft and steady. It was her birthday, and she still believed in people. I didn't. I sat out on the porch, staring into the dark. Not crying. Not shaking. Just still. Like my body was waiting for instructions on what to do next. And then it hit me. Enough. The next morning, I was up at 6. Called the contractor. Hey, Steve. About the work at my parents' place? I'm not covering it anymore. Yeah, I know the roof's halfway done. Yep, I get it. No, not your fault. Just pack it up. Today. He paused for a second. Then said, got it. We'll pull the tools and leave. Want me to explain anything to them? No need. They'll figure it out soon enough. I hung up. The renovation had been going on for 3 months. First the roof, then the exterior paint job. I'd been footing the bill in installments, quietly, without applause. They picked the colors, the contractor, the materials. Like it was their little project. They just sent me the invoices. Like always. I didn't argue. That's just how things had always been. At 9 a.m., I drove over. No warning. Opened the gate, walked past a ladder leaning against the wall, and knocked. Mom opened the door in a bathrobe, hair dyed and tucked under a net. Courtney? What are you doing here so early? I want to know what happened. Why didn't you come? Her lips tightened. Pause. Then. Well, it's all very awkward. But really, you kind of ruined it. Me. Dad showed up behind her, holding a newspaper like a shield. You didn't invite Tyler. You insulted your own family. Lauren was hurt. Tyler too. He's just a child and you pushed him out. You turned your back on your own. I explained everything to you. To both of you. And to Lauren. You all nodded along like you understood. Tyler bullied Lily at school. He got other kids to gang up on her in the hallway. She didn't want him there, and that was her right. They exchanged glances. Then Mom said, with that patronizing calm tone she'd perfected over the years. Lily's just a little girl. She doesn't understand that you don't shut out family. You should have guided her. Been the adult. So your answer to that was to not come at all. No birthday card, no gift, no phone call? You promised her. She waited for you. She stood at the window watching the empty yard. I was talking to a wall and knew it. But I couldn't stop. I kept pushing. Kept trying to find something in their faces. Some flicker of guilt or doubt or regret over what they did to a 7-year-old girl. But there was nothing. They didn't hear me. They didn't want to hear me. In that atmosphere? Dad shrugged. After how you humiliated Lauren, we couldn't come. And honestly, we didn't want to. I stood there, staring at them. These people I used to call my parents. The same people I once wrote letters to from college saying, "Thank you for raising me. I hope I make you proud." And now, I just felt cold. There was no conversation left to have. To them, I was no one. And Lily was nothing. Who sent the messages in my name? I asked. We didn't get any, Mom shot back way too quickly. I mean the other parents. Who told them the party was cancelled? We don't know, Dad said, already bracing for the exit. Could have been a mistake. Some glitch. Happens all the time with tech these days. Too fast. Too rehearsed. Well, for the record, the party still happened. People came. Despite it all. Just so you know. I turned and walked away. On the way to my car, I pulled out my phone and called Lauren. You were the one who sent those messages, right? The one saying Lily was sick and the party was off. What messages? What are you talking about? To Lily's classmates' parents. From my number. I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe your account got hacked. That happens. You're the only one who had access to the group chat. And the only one who knew the exact guest list. I asked you to help, remember? And I did help, she snapped. Then you decided my son wasn't good enough for your little princess. You cut him out like he was garbage. He cried, Courtney. He couldn't sleep. He thought he was the problem. You get that? Do you get that he bullied my daughter? That he told her she was nothing? That you told him I was adopted? And so we weren't real family? Where do you think he got that idea? Silence. Then anger. He's a kid. He probably misunderstood something. Or made it up. You're always so damn dramatic. No wonder your daughter's the same. Don't call me again. The $6,000 I lent you? I expect it back in 2 weeks. Then it's court. Goodbye, Lauren. I hung up. Sat in my car. Closed my eyes. It wasn't freedom. Not exactly. It felt more like shedding skin that had long since rotted. Still burned, though. Like ripping off a scab. Back home, I opened my laptop and in 5 minutes. Canceled the automatic payments for my parents' bills. Removed them from my health insurance. Sent Lauren a formal demand for repayment. I'd lent her $6,000 last year. Just for a couple months, she said. Later that day, the contractor texted me a photo. Tools packed up, crew gone. The roof half-stripped. No shingles. A ladder still leaning against the siding. A chunk of the house exposed to the elements. They're already calling, Greg said, looking at my phone. I'm not answering. Good. He poured me tea. Sat next to me. Pulled me into a side hug. He didn't say, you did the right thing. Didn't say, took you long enough. He just stayed. And that was enough. All I could think was, no more. No more begging. No more reaching for scraps of love or approval. I'm not a project. Not a tax write-off. Not someone's charity success story. I'm a person. And my daughter is a person. And from this moment forward, we don't owe anyone a damn thing. The first voicemail came in at 7:13 a.m. At first it was just calls. Then the voicemails started long, raspy, Oscar-worthy performances of "We're so helpless." Mom cried. Dad groaned. They begged me to be reasonable. Said, everyone makes mistakes. Said what I did was inhuman. Said they had nowhere else to go. The roof was half finished. The house smelled like paint and wet drywall. Exposed wires. Dead outlets. All because and I quote, got offended. Offended. Gotta love when your clearly stated adult boundaries get reduced to she caught a mood. I mean, if I'd set their house on fire, I bet they'd call it being dramatic. They kept texting. Every day. Multiple times a day. Pleading, guilt-tripping, then threatening. Frank, aka Dad, even emailed me calling me a degenerate ingrate who forgot who raised her. I printed that one. Glossy paper. Might frame it, Parenting Achievement of the Year. Lauren stayed quiet for a while. I thought maybe, just maybe, she'd fade out with a shred of dignity. Nope. Not even 3 weeks later she got served. Not by accident. By me. Formal notice to repay the $6,000 she borrowed. With receipts. Bank transfers. Her handwritten IOU. Signature and all. She must have forgotten I'm not stupid. After that came the usual cycle. Calls, voicemails, passive-aggressive all-caps texts. Tone shifted from "how could you" to "you'll die alone anyway." Bonus feature. A photo of Tyler crying with the caption, "Look what you did." Honestly? Maybe a licensed therapist should take a look at what she did. I didn't respond. Not because I'm above it. But because what's the point? I'm fresh out of energy to explain to grown adults why sabotaging a child's birthday isn't normal family stuff. But they weren't done yet. When the calls stopped working, they pulled the oldest trick in the book: go after the kid. One afternoon, Lily came home from school and said, "Grandma was there." "Where?" "At school. In the hallway. She and Grandpa gave me a box. Said they missed me. Said you won't let them see me." I froze. "What did you say to them?" "Nothing." I walked away. The box was on the kitchen table. I opened it. Inside was the doll they got her early but never gave her. And a card. "We'll always love you, even when your mom doesn't act nice." A therapist would have had a field day. Textbook manipulation. Undermining. Blame shifting. Nice job, Nancy. A+ in Emotional Abuse 101. I drove straight to the school. Sat down with the principal. We made a list: who can pick up Lily and who can't. Guess who made the do not enter column? Legally, I had every right. They didn't know that. So 2 days later, they tried again. Security turned them away. That night, I got an email. "You have no right to keep us from our granddaughter. This is cruel. This is abuse. We deserve to be in her life." That's when the new plan hit. An anonymous call to CPS. Friday evening, a caseworker showed up. Polite. Professional. Even a little apologetic. I let her in. Gave her the tour. Pantry full. Homework done. Bathroom stocked. Lily cleaned safe, smiling. No red flags. Just a kid in a peaceful home. The caseworker asked the usual. "Does anyone yell at you? Do you feel safe here?" Lily nodded. Calm, clear, sure of herself. Before leaving, the woman said, "Sorry for the intrusion. I had to check. But honestly, there's more warmth in this house than in a lot of so-called complete families." I smiled. Tired but genuine. Inside, I was boiling. That was the last straw. No more letting things slide. Monday, I went to a lawyer. I brought the whole file: texts, voicemails, bank transfers, the loan agreement, screenshots of Lauren's messages, and yes, a copy of the CPS complaint. I requested it. Legally entitled. The lawyer flipped through everything, then looked up. "You've done half my job for me. This is sustained emotional harassment, boundary violations, and possibly misuse of state systems. What are my options? Soft route? Restraining order. Hard route? Civil suit for damages. Up to you." I went soft. For now. We drafted legal notices for Lauren and my parents. Effective immediately, any contact would be considered harassment. Any attempt to approach Lily, via school, third parties, or electronically, would be documented and submitted as evidence. We also filed a police report for false claims. Included, the CPS file, an audio clip. Shout out to Greg for recording Lauren's rant where she said, "You and your brat are a problem," and written statements from 2 neighbors confirming Lily's well-being. I walked out of that station not feeling victorious. Just leveled, like the pressure in my head finally equalized. Then came silence. Real silence. Dense, total, eerie. No more calls. No more messages. Just the occasional read notification on the court portal from Lauren. Guess she finally realized I wasn't bluffing. 1 month passed. Then another. Lily started laughing more. So did I. The debt hearing was uneventful. Lauren tried stalling. "I'm between jobs. Tyler's been sick." But the judge wasn't buying it. She was ordered to repay the full amount, plus interest and legal fees. And now she's flagged in every credit system as high risk. No bank will touch her. She complained to Mom. Word got back to me that Mom said, "Well, you thought you were smarter than everyone." And my parents? They're a mess. No money to finish the renovation. Can't find contractors. At least not ones who don't want full payment up front. The roof's leaking. Paint's peeling. One wall in the basement cracked over the winter. I heard Mom told a family friend. She abandoned us. We don't even have hot water. They're still blaming me, of course. But utility bills don't care who you guilt trip. It's almost been a year. There's a new cake on the table. This time it's not a unicorn, it's a galaxy. Stars. Planets. A frosting moon. The house is full of kids. Real ones. The ones who came not out of obligation, but because they wanted to. The ones who love Lily for who she is, not for who she is. She's laughing. Loud. The kind of laugh kids only have when they're not afraid of being told to hush. I'm sitting on the porch. Same spot as last year. Except this time, I'm breathing. Lily runs up to me, arms full of dandelions. Her freckles are practically glowing. These are for you, Mommy. Thanks, sweetheart. I was thinking, maybe we don't have to invite anyone unless they're really ours. I laughed. Smiled at her. You're right, Lily. Only our people. Always. It was her birthday. But maybe it was the day I was born, too. So be honest. Would you have done the same? Or did I take it too far? I really want to know what you think. Drop a comment. And if this story hit home, hit subscribe. It means more than you think to know you're out there. That you're listening.